Yo, y'all now tuned in to another episode of the Biggest Tide Show with your boy DJ Trael Tsunami and my co-host, Selena Marshae.
Hello. This week we have Stephanie Limelight. Stephanie is a tenacious music executive with an exceptional understanding of the youth culture and their impact on entertainment. She's a visionary leader who develops innovative campaigns that drive revenue and profit growth. She has established successful business relationships with entertainment brands such as Sony Music and Universal Music Group, and boasts an extensive network of A-list music industry talent, producers, journalists, and executives. Stephanie's vast experience includes assessing artists' talent to guide them through different stages of their music career. She provides the resources that help artists develop their sound to further assist their growth, provides artists with knowledge to help them better their craft and get their music heard, in addition to creating marketing strategies to help create an organic fan base. She also teaches artists the importance of their paperwork and educate on the business side of the music industry. Welcome, Stephanie. Thank y'all for letting me stumble through that. Well, we made it.
Right.
Thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Okay, I'm jumping right in.
Just that.
Because this is a part of the business that I'm really fascinated with, and a lot of people don't talk about, because I feel like a lot of people are, they love being entertainers, but we don't talk about the business side of entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. So how did you get into this side of the business?
For one, because I couldn't sing or rap, so I ain't had no other choice. If I wanted to be in it, I had to find my lane. But no, I guess growing up, music always been like an outlet,
Mm-hmm.
from where I came from. I had a really rough childhood. So the only way I was kind of actually get through life was through music. Mm-hmm. But, when I got older, I found out I couldn't sing, couldn't rap, couldn't do none of that. Mm-hmm. So actually I started watching Love and Hip Hop. When it first came out, when I was looking at how they was managing, and of course they had some about the life of the manager and a little bit about it. So I started watching that or whatever, and then I was kind of fascinated by like how just what the managers was doing to actually get their artists into position. So I just started studying it from there.
So you got introduced to managing from TV, pretty much.
Love and Hip Hop. I never knew nothing about like managers. Like from where I'm from, you never heard like you gotta have a man. We didn't know how the music industry went. You didn't hear nothing. Only thing you ever heard about was just artists. That's all you heard. You never heard nothing about the business part of it. Right. It was never explained. So when I started looking at like Love and Hip Hop, I wasn't focused on the entertainment part. Mm-hmm. I was focused on the business part of it.
No, I definitely understand it, 'cause even where I'm from, I tell people the same thing. Like, nobody never told me all the different lanes of music.
I never knew what an A&R.
None
I
of
knew
that.
about a producer. It was just so many words they was throwing out. I was sitting there trying to Google and figure out, what is this? What is A&R? What a producer? I thought producer and manager was the same person. And there was just a lot going on in the Love and Hip Hop thing. So I said, I just got to learn this on my own.
Yeah, you did your research and you found your lane for it, for sure.
How did you look? Something stood out to me in your intro of organic growth, because we see a lot of fake numbers, right?
Man.
How does organic growth work?
I'm old fashioned. I feel like I've been big on the whole Motown. You know how like Motown back in the day, they actually develop artists and they put them through a process. Mm-hmm. And the more I started being in the industry, I started noticing everything was like on social media. Everything was smoke and mirrors. Everything was just to look good, but stuff that looked good really wasn't helping the artist. So I started taking stuff back to like, how does the artist know how to pitch their who their audience is if they don't have a brand? If they don't have the content that fits who they trying to get their music out to, like how is any of this working? So when I started actually learning, I went to Clyde Davis Institute, and they're the ones that broke it down. Wow. They was like, if things is going to happen and need to change for artists, they have to learn how to do this the natural way. They have to take it almost back to the streets.
Right.
They actually have to meet people, convert 100 people to 1,000 people to 1,000,000 people. But with the record labels, they have marketers that have like, a lot of money to do organic marketing. You
Right,
know,
right.
Independent artists don't have that type of money. So for artists, they really have to, independent artists, they really got to go in the streets and really like organically do this.
Yeah.
They really got to figure out their brand. They really got to go to these clubs. They got to build relationships. Like a lot comes with it. Instead of you just buying streams on the internet and just thinking that's going to work, you're just going to take off.
So if you had to say right now, just like a few things, because obviously we know independent artists don't have the money, but the money they do have, what are a few places that they should put it that you feel like are the right places?
Definitely they should put it towards, first, make sure they get their paperwork done. Okay. Because it's like return on investment. If you're don't set yourself up in the beginning, how are you going to be able to collect?
Facts.
You know, you're not going to be able to collect. If you do take off and your song do $1 million or $5 million, you're not able to collect your money. You just wasted a bunch of time. You know, you're not getting a return on nothing. So definitely with their paperwork, and then they need to invest in their brand. An artist cannot make it if they're doing it independently without a brand. Because people identify with brands first. So they have to take a lot of time getting their brand established. Actually, getting your brand is not like expensive. Yeah. Marketing is the most expensive.
Yeah. Right.
But if you have a brand, it's just like a start. It's just like makes it a little bit easier because now you got direction. Now you know your brand and you create your message and you start creating your content. Now they just start making sense to you, like which direction to go.
Right. Okay.
When you said paperwork, what does that mean?
Make sure your music's registered. Make sure you got your license. Just make sure everything's copyright. Just, collect all your royalties. Like there's like so many royalties out there.
Right, and that's something they can do themselves, right?
They can do it themselves, and I'm gonna be honest. Most, like I said, artists are creators.
Right.
So a lot of times they can do this stuff themselves, but in the mindset of creating, they can create a mess. So if they don't have the business mind and creative mind kind of put together, they can go in and try to do their paperwork, but then sometimes they can get messed up. They don't know how to give 50% to their publishing. They don't know who their producer is. They don't know who the songwriting credit. So sometimes a lot of that stuff can get like confusing for them.
Sound like
they
a
don't
lawsuit.
know how to do their copyright. They don't know how to collect. So a lot of times when it gets messed up, and then when they get to the point where they get to a label, or get to a manager, or they're trying to get paid, their money is everywhere. Yeah. They don't know how to collect it because they didn't do the paperwork the right way, or they couldn't afford a lawyer. Right. So it's just.
And you're gonna pay up front, or you're gonna pay on the back end. Either way, you're gonna end up paying. So it's better to just do it up front.
Yep.
Invest your money in that.
Hire you somebody. Me, I just doing a consultant because I can't be a lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but when I went to business consultant, I learned how to do the paperwork for it.
Right.
But I just couldn't be a lawyer, so that's the only reason. But if you can't get with a consultant or a lawyer, your manager should definitely have some kind of business sense. They should help artists.
So don't just get your homeboy, homegirl. If they don't have,
they be the first ones to mess you up
every time.
Have your money going to Boost Cooskaloo. You don't know where your money at.
Fact.
It's just out
Then
there
be mad.
Yeah.
We want to work with our friends, but it's not always smart.
Yeah.
It's,
unless your friends do their own research.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to be on top of that. Like, they're your manager, but you kind of managing them too. Because you got to, if I'm an artist, what's my first step I have my song, and I'm networking, because you're saying I'm going to clubs, I'm going out here building these relationships. What are my next steps? I don't have no stream. Ain't nobody listening. Nobody.
Well, distribution would probably be your next
step.
Distribution definitely would be your next step. But
distribution companies.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, another resource that artists can utilize. Okay.
Yes, to actually work on the digital part, distribution is really good for that. So that would be your. But it's also, when you said the next part, you talking about after your business and your brand and all that stuff is out the way, and then make sure you get under a good distribution, because a lot of times artists just want to jump on TuneCore, CD Baby. What's that other one they do?
DistroKid, yeah.
They jump on that, and then there's that little box that gets you, and they ask you, do you have that code?
The US.
No, it's the IR.
IR something, yeah.
It's one of them codes.
Yeah.
First thing artists do is click, no, they don't got one. Guess who gives them one? that distro. One. So that means, guess who owns their music?
Them. The distro.
So when it's time to pay, They get paid first,
Yep.
and you don't get paid until they decide.
Until they decide to pay you.
So that's the difference between independent distro and major, like Sony's, Warner Brothers, Universal. They have their own codes. That's how labels is making their money because they own that. So with them companies, they pay direct out because all the little companies is under one of them anyway.
Facts.
So money got to go to them, all type of stuff, and then it comes down to you. So when an artist in there with pennies to the dollar, they're like, where's? Because they didn't register, they didn't do their paperwork, or they got that third party distribution.
Right.
This is
Collect
why
the money.
so many people get screwed in the music industry, especially. There's so many things to look out for that you need to do.
Right. So let me ask you right quick. I gotta ask you. So I know you said your focus was on like artist development, like Motown, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of this stuff you saying with your artist development, do that information comes with it? Like what all comes with your artist development? You know what I'm saying? That's something you're gonna do.
The business part, like I said, then the helping them with their brand, because it sounds easy to us when we say brand, but for a creator, they got so much they want to do.
Yeah.
You got to take all what they want and make it smaller so rational people can understand and get it, because we're not rational people, minded people are not all over the place trying to figure you. They want stuff simple packaged to them.
Okay.
So get their brand, and then after that, their content. This is a world where content is so important. You know what I'm saying? People can break off of just content alone. That's how TikTok taking off, because off of content. So then your content gotta match the song. You ever see when they get on TikTok, when they making these dances or whenever they're doing it, whatever they're doing, the song is matching
the content,
their
for
content.
sure.
So that's how rational-minded people, something so simple as TikTok, that's why it's so easy to break off of there. Because these people have the artists that did it actually have I ain't gonna say the recipe, some do it by luck, but it never switches up. It's so packaged, so small.
Right.
Now that song, an example of an artist that break but didn't have a brand was that, who's that artist that sang, she's a track star.
I swear I was finna say that.
That artist never took off because his song took off too fast. And he didn't have a brand.
Nothing.
He didn't have, nobody knew who he was. And you see a lot of other artists see, oh, you can take off on TikTok. No, it's not that easy. If you want for it to actually stick, you have to have a follow-up. There had to be a plan in order, because now he had that one song, took off. He probably didn't even get paid. He probably didn't make nothing, and then you don't hear about him.
I can't say this. He had a second one after that, and that song was good. But I think the problem was by him blowing up on TikTok. That was his lane. So if the next song wasn't a TikTok song, nobody trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it minds how you get in the game and how you blow up. And would y'all agree? Would you agree? In order to last after being blown up like that, artist development helps you last, right?
Yeah. See, they don't do artist development no more. The labels, because it's too much work.
Yeah.
It's too expensive.
So they want the quick.
They want the quick fix, like the TikTok quick fix, because labels, if a label knows business, that's just the music business, so they know how to make a meal off of you real quick. They know how to take you as a loss and turn around and get their money back. So it is nothing to them to give you money and then turn around and shelf you. It's nothing to them. So at the end of the day, hold on, where was I going with this?
Asking about artist development.
Yeah.
So now, since there was no more artist development, it's just like in TikTok and social media was taking off. That's what the creators thought. I don't need artist development. I don't need. Every time sometimes when I talk to the artist, first thing you say, "Oh, I got all that. I don't need develop." Like, no, you don't need. You perform.
Like that.
You get on the stage.
No
and
structure.
That's what I came with Artist Boot Camp, because I was going to a lot of showcases out here in Atlanta. You get on stage, I can't hear you. You're rapping singing over your tracks. You don't have no presence. You can't look me in my face. People is on their phone. People are talking. People are doing all this, and then you get mad when you holler about, oh, you want to get booked out. Nobody's booking you out to do karaoke.
On me.
Like, and it was like that. Nobody's gonna book you out for it.
I was just thinking about artist development and how important it was when I was back in the day. But Kenneth, is that something that, because it's a whole other thing to be in the studio and record, right? And then going on the stage and engaging the audience. I think about breathing a lot. If you don't think it's hard, go do karaoke. You be out of breath.
That's another thing.
You talking about go do karaoke?
Anybody who doesn't understand how hard it is when you get up there, you're moving around, you're trying to engage people, you're sweating, the lights, it's crazy. But
showtime.
The problem is because they're not writing to breathe.
Yeah.
When you know what creators do
Punching.
now? They're on their phones.
Band lab.
They're on their phones writing. That's all they do. Creators wasn't writing. You remember, creators was writing on paper back in the day.
Yeah.
And with paper, you know what I'm saying, it's a little different. When you text, sometimes you're not really breathing. So when artists are sitting there writing a song, and it takes away from the creativity, once again, we into the whole digital world again.
Facts.
So they're sitting there doing this. They're holding their breath. They're just writing. They don't know to take a breath. They don't know to put a comma here because we're going to breathe. They don't know to put a question mark here because I'm going to ask it this way. They don't know to do. And then when they get in the studio, they punching in, so they breathing fine. Then when they get up there and got to perform, and they huffing and puffing, and they can't breathe, but they want somebody to book.
You want somebody to book.
Like being an artist it's a sport.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're not conditioning, and they're not training.
Yeah.
But they want it to be fast, and like, no.
I see it all the time. Definitely as a show. I'm like a showcase DJ. I do a lot of showcase, so I see it all the time. Like even just the engineer. I know this not, but I hate when artists bring that music up there and they air drop it to me, and it's not labeled. And when I say it takes literally 2 minutes to just, and I put it on the engineer. I put it on the engineer.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so quick to just literally type their name in at artists. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I did one, like I said, I'm going to be quick with this. Somebody airdropped a song, I couldn't find it because it was labeled as plus mark dash or plus mark comma. Who does that? Like, come on, man.
It's just little things like that that matter.
And that makes you not take an artist serious too.
Right.
For sure.
I think we have to remember, the artists have to remember, it's still, like you said, it's a business. It's still be professional.
This is just the music business, not the music talent, ain't the music song. It's just the business.
And on that development part, I heard Jay-Z tell a rapper, it's a real famous person established, to practice this one song 18 times in a row and every day before his show. And so I'm saying that to say, and that's a lot of work. You got to be committed. So you got to
18 times.
I used to make the artists jog and run. What we used to do, jump rope
while singing.
I made them jump rope while they singing, rapping, whatever they do, run, jog. Like, you had to learn. I had to know your breathing patterns, so I could tell you, okay, right here, this part, breathe. At this part, when you do your performance, your performance track, you know you need to come in on this part. Or if you're working with a DJ should feel your energy. You know, music's all about energy. And they should say, okay, they getting out. I need to go in and help them out. You know, say this word so they can catch a breath real quick or whatever. Like, that shit works.
Like,
I seen it. It works.
I've tried to run on the treadmill and sing, and I keep getting caught. It's fine. So if say the artists spent all their money on the distribution, the paperwork, all the like business stuff, but they need artist development, what's the tip that they can do that's going to help them right away perform better on stage? They could do by themselves or just record themselves.
A lot of that is, I want to say YouTube, but I can't even say that because you're still thinking about it's still the creative mindset. Yeah,
it's structured towards somebody else too, I'm sure.
Creators need hands-on. Yeah. That's what made all the greats. They're like Motown. Everybody came out there was great because everybody was hands-on. He had them out there competing against each other. He had them like it was like they call it the four. Like, you know how you building a car, this part had then the next part, somebody else had to put on, and the next part. Like, creators need to be hands-on. I could simply tell an artist to go on YouTube. Go on YouTube to know how to do this. I could tell them to go on YouTube to learn about their brand, but then it's not that easy with dealing with creators. And a lot of people think that, we can set up stuff virtual, we can do this, or we can talk. I can talk all day. But unless I sit there and visually have for an art creator to understand it or paint a picture, or even if I paint a picture with my words or explain it, or I usually have to say the same thing probably 5 times different ways before a creator can say, okay, I get it. So it's not... We can say all day go on YouTube, go on this, facts. But it's not. You really
it ain't catered to them no way then.
Yeah, if you can't, it's like a sport. I can't tell a football. You want to play football, you got to get a trainer. You got to get conditioned. You got to work out. I can't tell you to learn to play football off of YouTube.
And you can't tell somebody, just do bicep curls. You have to see them do it so they get the right form.
They got to be motivated. They got it. Creators have to, and that's another thing the world has been doing. The world has isolated creators, making them believe, you don't have to go to the studio. Go record in your bedroom. And then we get isolated music. Now, because where's the creator pulling from? Oh, no, I want to be by myself when I do this. I can't. No, I don't have no artist tell me you want to be by yourself if you want to.
Everybody ain't right ways.
You have to have creators around you because you got to pull from other energy. Yeah. Creating a song and creating everything is energy. So if you can't pull from them other people, then you're not you're an aspiring artist.
Facts.
Because a true creator has to pull from their environment.
Everybody around.
I love back in the day when everybody had their squad and they would all build each other up. I was just thinking about rap groups, not groups, but like rap squads or whatever. Everybody had a team. Everybody had a bunch of rappers they would bring on. And somebody would call you out in the studio because, you know, we would see behind the scenes stuff. They'd be like, nah,
they need competition. They need it.
You got, but I want to be spit better than him.
They need, I messed up one time whenever I learned, and I learned this, I did it before, and I kind of didn't stay with it, but I always say, do not isolate one artist and work with them and think that because a creator gonna get in their head that it's about them and you're creating a problem. And I found myself doing that. And when you start doing that, they're always going to you have to bring up artists to be equal, but they still competing against each other.
Right.
You still do it, but they have to come up all at once. If you're working with a lot of artists, I work with a lot of creators at once. I can't never pinpoint and say, oh, one's doing better than the other, or just focus on one and say, oh, well, if this one pop, the other ones can come up behind it. No, it don't work like that. Well, it sounds like it would, but it really don't work.
So speaking on that as well, I know y'all got a, you know, Limelight has a whole new roster coming in 2024 this year. Could you tell us and tell the people what y'all got planned for these artists? What y'all got coming up?
For this year, we're focused on knowing some of them want to get into label deals, some of them want to be independent. So at the end of the day, we're just going to show them how to do. We're going to, if you want to, either way it goes, if you want to be independent and make money, you can do this. But if you get picked up, you get picked up. But either way it goes, we're going to develop, teach them how to get their own fans, teach them how to actually go out in different markets. You can't stay in Atlanta. You can practice in Atlanta and get into little different areas and meet people and network, but you're not going to break out of Atlanta.
For sure.
You gotta go outside your area, but you gotta be conditioned. You gotta be developed. You gotta, like, that stage presence is everything. You gotta, you really gotta stand out. And one thing I could say, any artist I take anywhere, they always stand out.
Facts. Because of proper development, you know, and I know just because I be right there firsthand too, you know what I mean?
And you always know. And I make artists go to showcases just because I want them to see what they look like before they got developed, because seeing is believing. So when they go up there, I ask them, I say, what did they do wrong? Oh, they didn't hold the mic right. Or I heard them breathing. Or they was lip singing. Or, oh, but because you was looking like that. And you have to let them know. You have to see how you looked up there.
That's facts. You got to see it.
Are there artists that you won't work with? You don't have to.
No. We're not skipping no questions in here on the Bigger Tide Show.
And I know, should I get right? So I'm not big on females. Yeah. And this is why I say I'm not big on females.
Shout out to Cheyenne, the artist that's in here. Shout out to Cheyenne.
This is my thing with female. Because the type of person I am, Terrence, I always say I act like a dude and talk and act like a dude. So sometimes my tone may not be as, you know what I'm saying? When I talk to a male a certain type of way, they look at me like a mother figure, or somebody just run my mouth talking shit. They won't, or a homegirl, so they won't look at me like that. But if if a female like that, they'll look at me as far as, oh, she low-key hating on me, or she trying to be mean to me, or she this. It becomes that. And I have really like short patience with certain stuff. So it just be like, I don't say I'm not working with because I work with females for sure, and I love working with them. I'm not saying that. But if I had a choice, it's usually I'm not too keen. I probably only work with one female artist, and it backfired. So but I always been my thing. I always be like, well, I'm not gonna. But I'll do this. I won't manage like that, but I'll do their development, their, anything I need to get them to that point. I'm not saying I wouldn't work, but as far as managing, that's a little thing I'll just have to really fill out. So
let's get into it. I heard you mention it was the one that backfired. Could you, on what you can say right now, I don't know if it's legal issues or anything like that, can you just speak on that, you know what I'm saying, just for any other managers, any other artist development personnel or even artists, could you just speak on that?
Just in a nutshell, like I said, we put all our eggs into one basket, put a lot of money, time, and energy behind one person, and kind of blew them up to the fact that they got to another situation. And basically, when they got to another situation, they looked back and was like, and here's another thing. record labels is not designed to want your management, especially if your management knows the business, especially if their management is like, I don't know, this not seeming in the artist's ear or gotten influenced over the artist. The labels is not going to like it. So the first thing that they're going to do from you is take your management.
Wow.
That's off top. So it's not like it wasn't explained. I tell every artist this is what they do. But when a creator will tell you all day, oh no, I'm loyal. This is the game. This is the game of manipulation. They like you to believe that they're going to be loyal. But at the end of the day, when money comes into the picture,
down to
they
the
feel
get
like,
down.
oh, I want my money that I put in. Oh no, you shouldn't get paid. I did all the work. I did all this. So they don't look at the time, the energy, the money. They wouldn't look at that part. And everything sounds good when you're giving them everything, but then when things switch over, they're like, oh, I don't want to pay you back. Well, I got to pay you back. Oh no, you're doing me wrong. And it becomes the poor artist situation. And of course, everybody's always going to look at the management
every time,
every single time. And then you have, and if you speak out, then when you speak out, you're wrong. You got to be professional. Don't say that you can't defend yourself. But if you don't speak out, you're like, let people run with their narrative. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're between a hard place and a rock.
Yeah, but it's always a time to speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'll speak on it one time, address it.
Yeah.
If I give you money and invest money in your career and I say I want my money, especially if I see how you start moving. If you start moving like you're trying to eliminate people, you're not loyal, and I see how you move, I'm a very smart businesswoman and just filling people out. So when I start seeing you move like that, you right, I'm not fit to be waiting around for you to pay me my money throughout the years or whatever. I don't take my money on top and get out the way. Because I'm not about to stick around if I see how you do other people.
But when anybody accept somebody investing into them, that's what it is. But you gotta put
but it comes from, I would say, people's upbringing. You know, it sounds like it makes sense to us.
Right.
But a lot of times, people upbringing, they think things is not, and a lot of it could be our fault by not telling them. No, I can't even say nobody told them. Because this is one thing we write down, we embed. Yeah. Somebody pays you, but when a label comes to them and say, they didn't have to take your money off top. They could have spread it. So when they hear that, who you think they're going to believe?
They're going to believe,
They're going to believe the label.
Because the money, it's money.
It's money.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, oh, well, they took from me. Or they did this, or they did that. And, of course, the label's going to keep it going and feeding them money because they already know they sold themselves out for money. And they already repeat that about them. So a lot of times it's just what comes with the industry, you know. But you just got to be smart. You just got to make sure to take your money off top and get out if they gonna get mad about it.
Yeah, because you gotta take it off top because they'll tell you get out the back end, but who in the hell says we're gonna last to the back end?
All that work in?
What if we don't last to the back end, man?
We got kids. Like
you know
I gave 10K and blew up one of my kids, but I took 10K and trying to blow up somebody else's child. It was a business move. This is business. You can't get mad because you gotta. We worked out a deal, negotiated a deal. When the events came, we taking our money off top. Yeah. And if that was wrong in their eyes, then
maybe because it's situations that has happened throughout the music business period, the history of music business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody put their money somewhere, and that's everybody tell you when you're working with an artist, when you're working with anybody, that's a possibility they drop you once that time comes.
There's no possibility.
You feel me?
What artists you know still
stay with they long?
They don't.
Yeah, it's rare. It's super rare.
Especially if you got a label. The label is getting rid of management.
Yep, because they want to bring their own.
Do not want to have. They want to have full control. So they're getting rid of management. However, they're going to get rid of you. So you already got to have in the back of your head. Just get your money, get out.
Yeah.
As an artist, if you want to keep your manager, what can you do?
There's called a key man clause. Whenever you sign a contract, you can put a key man clause and say, if my manager leaves, I leave. And you can put that clause in there.
Yeah. So and if you got that relationship, they should do that anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If your manager's on top of their...
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But sometimes when you start seeing how people move, you like, look,
you don't even want to do the key thing anyway.
Bye.
You don't even want to do that anyway.
You're about to be stuck.
Yeah.
For you as a music executive, what are the hard parts for you?
Being away from my kids, like I move around so much. You know, I take too much time. My kids are not around, or I don't have that much time to get to my kids. And then sometimes when I go to bed at night, I'll be like, man, I'm over here doing X, Y, Z. But they understand, you know, they know what's going on. But it's still, as a parent, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Giving time and energy. And the people I work with are somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm usually giving my time and energy to somebody else's child.
Kid.
And at the end of the day, they could backfire on me. But I still got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How do you recharge and balance it all? Because I know, like, being in this, I think being in any industry where it's not 9 to 5, you don't know what your schedule's always going to be like. Everything's all over the place. You might get a call tonight. You got to go do something. You're like, damn, I was about to chill. Oh, I was about to get a nap finally. I was going to work out. I was going to take care of myself. How do you balance that? Because you do have to keep yourself together to show up for other people. So how do you do that?
Lately it's been hard. I've been sleeping a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I felt caught up, and it caught up to me, cause we be out the club. We be out
almost every night.
Going in, and we work with so many artists, so we be going to different clubs. Yeah. We be going to 2 spots in one night. So a lot of it, but we do take a lot of trips.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and this is a passion for me. So when you wake up and you're excited, and I love working with creators, regardless of any situation I've been in, and you wake up and you're so excited because all it takes is that one creator that can change everything. Facts. And is humble, easy to work with, and they make life so much easier. Or they got working with creators like working with a whole nother type of person. There's good and there's bad in it, but the good outweighs
the bad.
I can say as long as I've been in this business, I had 2 bad situations. One artist snitched on me, and then a situation where an artist switched up. That's it. And I don't work with major artists, but I love working with independents.
I know since I've known you work with a lot of artists besides, them two.
Yeah.
And,
I still have them. Like,
you still work with
me.
them.
I still work with them. I still have a relationship with, if it's a mother figure relationship or is a friend type of situation, they still can call me. So there's not an artist that say, like, come in the picture and just, I haven't had none of them.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's important, just going back to that it's a passion, but you're getting sleep now, like you're choosing to get a little rest. Because our culture is like, our culture is like hustle, 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 grind, grind. I don't sleep. I got all these jobs and blah, blah, blah. But like,
oh no, I'm not doing all that.
At some point, you're gonna, like, your body's gonna, you can choose it or your body's gonna choose it. Like, you have to get your rest and recharge. And especially when you're around all those, we're talking about energy from musicians, but you too, going to all these different places.
I have to meditate. I literally have to meditate.
Wow.
So that's what I meant to say. I meditate because it'd be a lot of energies. And I have to keep myself open because I have to fill our artists out. It's not just them talking. Because one thing I know about creators, they can spin you a story.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They're storytellers. Yeah. So I can't believe what they tell me. I have to look through them. So I have to keep myself unbiased. You know what I'm saying? I got to open myself up. And that takes a lot out of you because you got to take their energy. You got to feel them out. And then especially when they perform, I got to say, are they really in their zone?
Yeah.
Where were they at? Are they lying? Are they this? So I got to take, so that leaves me open to a lot. So when I go home, I tell you, I got to put on that YouTube and meditate. And I got to talk to God. I got to, it's a lot of stuff. And God is really what I go to. I talk to God like all the time. I have my conversation. I'm like, is this the way? Do I need to work with this? What's the, and I'm really big on that.
How long do you meditate?
Until I fall asleep usually. Because I do it at night. I do the whole part, but one time I felt, I didn't take meditation serious at first. And then one time I pulled myself out of it, I got distracted because they always say, do it when, and at nighttime is the only time I can really do it and probably not get distracted or nobody talking to me. I'm not on my phone. And I broke out of it one time and I never felt right for the whole day. Like the next day I was tired, groggy. It was just like the worst feeling ever. So I said, I'm not going to do that no more.
So you send Terrence to the couch?
No, just
tell him, get out of the room. I'm finna meditate.
No, I just say, I'll just put it on. He had to listen to it too. He had to listen to it too. So I just do the whole frequencies and just meditate and just, that's my way.
This is my last question on this. And I asked you this when you came on my show, Trael, of how do you hear God?
I hear him in my head.
Okay.
That's him.
I hear it in my head.
He be saying stuff?
In my gut feeling. And I'm big on signs. Like, I look for signs. If I ask God for something, it's usually show me some type of sign or something. And I pay attention to everything, like every little detail or it just, I pay attention to a lot. And so I feel, if it feels right. Now, I don't say I listen all the time.
Nobody does.
We all hard-headed. We all hard-headed. We all hard-headed.
When I don't listen, then I got to go back again and try to clean up what I didn't listen on the first time.
Every time he told me what to do, and I did my own thing. That was silly.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I be like, there's your voices in your own, like you hear things, and I was sometimes wondering, like, was that God or was that me? What's going on here? And then there's so many signs. Like, is this a sign? Is that a sign? So sometimes I'm like, how do you?
I always dimes. My baby father passed away. And from that day on, I've been seeing dimes, and I kept seeing dimes straight, just dimes. I found a dime in the toilet. I found it in the water. It was just dimes. It was never pennies I found. It was never quarters, never dollars. It was just always a dime. And at first, I started looking it up, what the meaning was and stuff like that. But it didn't happen until after that happened. I think I was at my lowest point. And it was a real hard situation, and that was like my comfort
Get you
thing.
through,
And then anytime I had a question about something or asked for a sign, it usually was that always popped up. So I think that's what it was for me.
That's crazy. I read Tabitha Brown's book. She said the same thing. I don't know if it's pennies or dimes, but she said it come from somebody that had passed away, and she was like, it always comes when I need it the most. Yep. That's crazy.
I find them in random places.
My grandma ain't sending me no dimes.
Grandma said, "You got it, baby. You got it.
Girl.
Keep it going."
No, I'm not.
Hey,
I need to talk to her.
So I want to change it just a little bit. So me being a DJ, I need to know what's your approach on how DJs should be approached about playing artists' music. Rather than should the artist go up there, should the management go up there, should the DJ be paid, or should the DJ just play it out of love? Like, just I just want your take on that.
I think I'm big on if I'm at a restaurant, I'm a tip the waitress type of person.
Okay.
And I'm big on tipping. I'm big on something, giving you something for something. So I feel like if you're gonna go talk to the DJ, either tip them, give them a drink, do something. Do something. Don't just go in there and ask somebody to support something you have, or do something for you, just nothing.
Because don't nobody know it.
Would that make them stand out too?
It would definitely build a relationship. I'm big on relationship. Now, this one thing I say, when you put money involved, that stops everything. Yeah. Money stops. If somebody gives me money, a lot of times that's where it stays. It stays there. Business, you gave me money, we did a transaction, on about your business. But when somebody passed you a drink, and next time they came, the second day gave you a drink again. Yeah. The third day they gave you a drink again. It sounds like, you could have just gave them money, but it's not the same. Now you built a relationship with the DJ. So now the DJ is going to play your music, and you don't got to wonder, are they playing it while I'm not there? Are they doing this? Yeah. Because you already built a relationship. Because after the second drink, you're gonna talk about something.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard something's gonna come out the second drink.
I heard a DJ say, "Man, once y'all get that money burnt. It's burnt. It gone." Because you know what? It is. It is.
Wow. Okay.
But he said, if you come up there with some merch and you give me
give him something,
a hoodie or something, I thought about it, and I'm like, it is more value in that because we can see that the next day. That money literally gone. Like, it's going to a bill. It's going to something. Right. You know what I mean? But if you can give us something, I never thought about this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if somebody did come up with some merch or something, it would mean a lot more. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And in order to get, and it really goes further if the music is good and there's a place for it in the mix. Mm-hmm. If the music bad, it doesn't matter what you give. And that's where it comes
with, if somebody pays you money and you take it, that means you don't care about your brand enough. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a hustle.
You're not
your brand a hustle.
As that you should,
it's not a brand.
You should say, yeah, it becomes a hustle. You're just trying to get a dollar, and then you break, and then you putting all this garbage. Nobody's going to trust your brand if you putting stuff out there. So like I said, after the second or third drink, and they're coming, y'all building a relationship. Okay, let me hear your music. And they send it to you. You're like, all right, this will fit here, or no, this won't fit. Go fix this, go that. That's when it becomes a little bit more trustworthy. That's when it becomes, now the artist is going to be the creator. I keep saying art, but the creator is going to be a little bit more in tune. They're going to be like, man, like you really fuck with me enough to that's support to them.
Yeah, the DJ gonna be more in tune.
You're gonna be in, because that means anybody get on your platform, you're just not taking no bullshit. Like you're gonna hold them accountable.
Come on.
So at the end of the day, yeah, money is good, but you just gotta know what platform to make money from.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you got a radio or got something going, or I can't say radio, but sometimes internet radio or something that's going on. They could pay you for something like that. But you DJ and you got a pile of people.
Yeah, and please don't walk up to the DJ booth talking about your song a hit.
Why they in the mix?
Nah, don't come up there talking about your song a hit, man. Because
I
think we throwing this word hit around because that's gonna make me look at you a hit, brother. You know what a hit is. You know what I'm saying? They come up there and try to sell you that with word, trying to sell their song like that. But you need to come up there with a different approach than that. Because that's going to make me be a harder critic. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be a harder critic.
You tell me something going to be a hit, I'm ready for it. You
come on.
Be a hit. And that's where brand and development comes in hand.
Come on.
Because first of all, how you know is it?
How you know what a hit is?
Man, I always tell me, listen to my album. I'm not listening to your album. I don't have that much time in my day. You better find that one good song.
Come on.
Give it to me. Maybe 3. If I hear one, I'll be like, okay, let me listen to another one. I might give you 3. I don't even listen to major artists' albums. I'm not fitting to listen to your album.
Real quick then, so let me say this since you said that. So for artists that haven't popped yet, do you think it's best for he or she to drop singles or a full project? If nobody know them, they can have a little fan base, but
singles, everything's fast. Like you can get a card through a vending machine now.
Yeah, fast.
And everything's drive through, everything DoorDash, Instacart, everything fast. We don't have that much time to sit around and listen to no album.
Come on, bro.
I don't have an album. Is like what, an hour?
Yeah, when you got mainstream artists dropping them, like, you know what I'm saying?
But a question about not even an EP. You saying
EP might be alright.
It better be 3 songs.
I would pay.
Maybe 4.
Nah, EP about 6 songs.
Too long.
You better get me on the first.
The first 3. I'm gonna give you 3. I'm gonna give you 3.
I'm gonna give you 3.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate just as a listener, because there's so many artists. If I hear one song from you that I like, I'm like, dang, I really like them. I want them to put out more music. I'm looking for more. If I don't see anything, I'm gonna forget about you.
I'm gonna forget about you. Consistent. It has to be consistent.
Okay.
Consistent on the singles. Just one.
Not just the one song for the. Now, when I develop artists, I take one song and show them how to do it the right way. I will tell and they hate that. They're like, I'm ready to do music. Are you holding me back? No. If you don't know how to do one song the right way, how you finna do an album or do an EP or drop another single when you don't know how to, and you ain't
know how to push the one.
It's like spitting in the rain.
Come on, man.
When I say, oh no, we working on. No, I got all this music, but that's what they do because they're creators. That's where they're comfortable at. But if you can't get one song right and you can't learn to breathe and structure and got energy, like I said, music is magic. If you can't, when you get ready to record whatever you got going on, you got to be able to create magic. That's why you got the greats like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince, because when you hear them, I don't care where you are, they're gonna. Some type of movement gonna come. It's magical.
Yeah, it pulls you in.
Yeah, it pulls you in. So if you get in there and you can't do one song right, how you finna give me let me listen to an album?
So drop a few singles, get those right, and then come with your EP, and then we'll play it by ear after that.
Yeah.
Wait, I think they should wait till they get traction.
Because you know how expensive it is to do one song?
Yeah.
Artists will go in the studio and the next day they dropping.
They dropping that mug.
Don't get it mastered. Don't got proper marketing. Marketing and promotion is 2 different things. Everybody always I want marketing. You can't afford marketing for one thing, and you don't even have a brand. So what are we marketing? But they want you to promote, and then you promoting. And if it's bad, we're promoting bad product.
Yeah, and
we're back to square one again.
And if they gonna go to the studio and drop the song next day, please go to an engineer that can give you that quality without getting the mix and master. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stevie B. He worked right up here in ATL, big boy. Y'all make sure y'all holler at my boy. No cap, like right there.
Oh, right there.
That fella, listen. You come in, you record, man. He got it to man, it sounds good straight out. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just throwing it out there because I know artists that do that. They literally record a song that day and literally dropping them up by if it's the middle of the week, drop by the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? And don't put nothing into it.
Nobody else listen to it? No team? Nobody?
I mean, they just gonna drop it. You know what I'm saying?
I make videos all day, and we send it to like 8 people before we send it to the client.
See what I'm saying?
Like, they got some other
they create homeboy music though. Their homeboys say, oh yeah, that's it, that's a hit. Yeah, that's it.
That's not your homeboy.
Your homeboy.
He don't know nothing either.
They don't do no music. They just support. They don't got no music. They won't put it out. They won't test the market. Now a rough mix, go test the market.
Yeah.
Go test it and put it out there and get feedback, do reviews, talk to people that actually know. You got to pay some money because you're going to have to make sure, talk to some DJs, get in front of the DJ. That's where DJs is very vital. Because one thing about a DJ, they're going to tell you the truth. Because you're going to ask them next. Now, some DJs just want $1 and they yeah, that's a hit. But in Atlanta, a DJ's going to tell you the truth.
Boy.
They're going to tell you the truth. They ain't going to tell you too many.
And I'm telling you that as a showcase DJ. You know, a DJ do a lot of showcase. Boy, I had people come up there with a song fresh out the studio. Man, sound like Boo Boo Butt. I'm talking, I don't know what they saying.
The song could be good, the beat hitting though.
Yeah, because all you hear. All you hear the beat. I don't know what they saying. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you what really makes me mad. Band lab people. Don't bring no band lab song to me and make me play that on them big speakers.
And it be another static. And
God.
They don't know how to protect.
And
they don't know how to throw their voice, so they just.
Well, you know, I mixed it myself. You mixed it, duh. And now you telling me. Now you telling me, give me some vibe. Oh, don't do that. Don't get on that mic talking about give me some vibe.
And then they blow then they blame the DJ. DJ you mess yourself up.
Yeah, man. I got my EQ set to a certain standpoint to where everything that's
it's gonna be the DJ's fault.
Man.
It's the sound. The venue had a bad. Now some venues do have bad sound, but that's where you get on that mic. And you need to test.
Come on.
You need to,
then they don't even know. Then they don't even know their lyrics. Like you said, they get up there don't even know. Don't even know the lyrics to even make up for it. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I done seen it.
There needs some accountability out here.
Man, ain't nothing when it comes.
They need artist development. So
yes, Lord.
That's why Atlanta is the worst. Atlanta is. I went to some. I was so angry. I was excited when I first came down there. And I was all at the show. I was at every showcase. Every showcase. I got a headache.
Woo.
I got a headache. I said, what are they doing? There's too many people that know the music industry.
Yeah.
There's too many people out here claiming they do this. But why ain't nobody telling y'all to hold the mic? It's just something simple. Why is you cuffing the mic? And we already can't hear you anyway because the music's bad.
Yeah.
But they want to cuff the mic. They want to... Don't know. They want to lip sing or rap over their lyrics. So we hearing two different things, then they don't. Then they want to swing the mic around. Then we hearing all that feedback in the mic, and then they breathing hard, and we hear it's too much.
Just like you said, people have to get out of Atlanta. Because when I lived in LA, I could go to amateur shows, and I mean for comedy, for music, and those people were. I'm talking next level, and you ain't never heard of these people. Yeah, and they're about business in LA. Yeah, they don't play. They don't. They're more about business than talent. I would say you can. That talent's cute. But the business, that's big money. That's the highest you can go. So that's why when you said earlier of making sure you get out of Atlanta and travel and get out there and see what's going on, because you'd be like, damn. And I really got a lot of work.
We went to New Orleans. We done took ours to some places. And to look at them, you would be like, there's some real musicians. We went to New Orleans. There was a real musician in the streets. Like he was
on
fired.
The buckets,
like
I'm
on
sure.
The buckets.
I knew it.
They'll put you to shame. Like it was like, but y'all want to get paid though. So it comes back to that. You want me to get you booked out.
But in that industry, you got to stand out. And I just keep thinking about repetition. Like even the Beatles, before they became the Beatles, they played in England or wherever they were every night for like 2 years, every single night, just getting amazing at what they do and getting their synchronicity together as a group and doing all that stuff. So and that was before they became the Beatles.
That's why they became the Beatles.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
You use Atlanta for that.
Yeah, resources.
Every day of the week, you can go 2 or 3 shows a night if you want to.
Well, you can do a show every night.
Nowhere else you can do that. You can't go from where I'm from. You lucky you have one show a month.
Boy, you lucky you got a party on the weekend in Mississippi. You hear what I'm saying? Man, come on, man. I'm not lying.
Well, you be hoping.
Well, you hoping for a party where I'm from, and y'all out here every day. Every day.
You can call, somebody can call them and say, "I'm ready to come." Yeah, you something lined up.
You want to perform?
Yeah.
Somebody call. I want to perform today. Oh, what day it is? Oh, it's a Tuesday. Oh, I got a spot for you. For real.
We went out on a Monday and hit 2 spots.
Come on, man. It was a Monday.
It was a Monday. We hit 2 spots on a Monday.
Man.
And nothing beats that practice. That in in front of people, getting on the mics, learning how to hold the mic, how to all that stuff. Just really pushing that repetition part.
But artists have egos before they even got
that go.
2
Do y'all
fans.
got any money?
Before they got 2 fans, though.
And you don't got no money.
Come on, man. I'm not talking about the people that support you. I am talking about
They'll bring their
fans.
team in and swear up and down they got motion.
Well, let them just stay delusional.
Y'all know support. See, and I think that's kind of what people gotta understand. People, where I'm from, I'm just gonna say where I'm from. Support, how I take support is a thing that, like, okay, they're doing it because maybe they know you, maybe they just want to, support.
Right.
But when you actually got a good product, people are gonna like it.
They're gonna quite naturally follow you wherever
You know what I'm saying? And I kind of think that's why when I see people like support, that's why I don't beg for support. You'll never see that support come out my mouth. I don't say it.
I'm gonna let you know about it.
You know what I'm saying? No, I just want to put out good product and you just actually like the product.
Like your product, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I kind of think the artists need to go for that and quit worried about the support. Cause that mean it make me feel like your product is mediocre.
Or stop bringing in. I mean, they have their team and they figure, oh, just because I got my team, that's it. I'm showing up with 10, 20 people. I'm good. I look like I'm pop. Like, they need to get that delusional thought out their head.
That's delusional,
because then
sure.
you're not coming in. That means you're sitting in a section, acting like you're important.
Yep.
You ain't went out there and network. You ain't got no Instagram. Then you get up there and you get cocky, and then you perform, and then you leave. You ain't built no bond. Another artist, you could have met another artist. He could have had a bigger team, and you could have linked with him or just supported them, and y'all could combine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took over. But
There's power in numbers.
They just say, I just got to bring my team, make it look good.
But they're doing this at showcases, not a paid show. Can we be clear with that?
But no, they can use showcases as far as meeting people.
But don't act bougie.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Don't act bougie at a showcase, brother. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be acting bougie at a showcase, man.
You gotta want the venue to say, I want to book y'all out.
You.
I want to bring you back. The promoter say, man, you did a hell of a show. They shouldn't say you did a hell of a show because you brought a team with you. They shouldn't say you did a hell of a show because your music fire.
When you leave, they leave with you. No. You need the people that once you leave and your team leave, some of those people that was cheering still there.
Still there.
That's when you got it.
I think it's like going back to business of like, you got to remember it's always like a job interview almost. Like, you want people to want to work with you again. You want to leave a good impression. You want to be professional. When it goes back to you talking about naming the file, like that's something like you just threw business and professionalism out the window and you're going to get screwed. That's
For sure.
I hate when artists perform and leave. Like, that is, the artists I work with, we staying. Like, you better talk, network, we staying to the end, because that creator might want to come support you. And one thing about creators, they're going to support each other.
Yep.
You know, so you just acting like you leaving and thinking you better than the next person, and your team shouldn't even allow you. Your management shouldn't even allow you to. Now you gonna sit there and you're gonna support every other creator.
Because anybody with ego gonna look at that and be like, I ain't fucking with them.
But in the business, like, it's like the cream rises to the top or whatever. The cream, those people gonna fall by the wayside because clearly their team's not well educated in the business. They're not well educated, and it seems like they're in it even for the wrong reasons. Like, you want to be cool and fame, and I wouldn't even think about them. Y'all gonna fall by the. You gonna mess yourself up. So that's cute. I did want to ask really quickly about branding, because I know we talked about it a little bit, but I'm not an artist, but what is branding? Like, because you're like, oh, if they put out a single, they don't have no brand, who they even market to?
Kind of like what she got going on. I don't know, I'm putting you on the spot, but we was working on brand.
Okay.
And so,
yes.
Brand is like almost to the fact. Brand is it's going to be, if somebody talk about you behind your back and say certain things, that's pretty much your brand. Your brand is how people, is about visually how they look at you. It's about what your message is, and I always tell every artist, come up with 5 words. These 5 words need to be embedded in us. So when we see you, we have to, when you walk out the room, we should be able to say this with no problem if your brand is so good. We always say, oh, they're real spiritual, they're real this and that. You know what I'm saying? That speaks about their brand. Because rational, like I said, there's 3 mindsets in the world. There's critical thinkers, rational, and the logic thinkers. We kind of put them together. And then you got the creators. Rational people they look up. I call them sheep. You know, I know that sounds bad, but they have to look up to somebody. They have to identify. And your music is not how they get there. Music comes behind it.
Okay.
So if I give you just this regular red cup and tell you, give me $5 for that. You're gonna probably look at me like, I'm not giving you $5, just something bland. But if I take this label right here and stick it on there, ask you for $5, and you okay?
Yeah, like it means something.
Okay, it means something.
Like, the brand.
I trust it now. Like that's how rational
that group of people think.
That's how, and you're selling music. You're not selling music for. I'm a critical thinker. I'm gonna like you if I decide to like you.
Right.
It's different how I'm gonna like you, and there's not a lot of us. Then you got creators. Creators, they're cool. They'll support each other, but they all trying to get to the same hustle. So they're not stopping what they're doing and jumping on your bandwagon. They got their own thing. So then you got the rational, logical thinkers. They're the massive. They have to see that, and then the music is a product, and ours is not handling it like it's a product. Like this right here, that was created for a particular person to go in the store and want to get it.
You're the brand as the artist. The music is the product.
It's the music, the product.
And so it sounds like also be self-aware. Like a J. Cole has a brand. We know what it is, but it might not look obvious if he's just walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? But he's self-aware of what he is doing. As a music exec, do you have a brand for yourself?
Limelight. Mine's is Limelight. Mine's is actually a green lion. I don't have that shirt on right now, but I have the green lion, and I'm big on, you know how lions are. They have a pride. They're, you know what I'm saying, they're real protective. You know, just how they move. They one hunt, they all hunt. Like that's just how we move as a group. We'll put the artist, we'll give an artist anything that they need, but we'll make sure we take care of everything. You know what I'm saying?
And your brand gives you guidelines and perimeters of how you should move through the business. Do you think every professional should have their own? We got to come up with our own our 5 words, Trail. Your 5 words, my 5 words.
Because you know not to do
the cool the country.
So this, like Limelight, this I stay there because I know it won't put me over the top. If I know Limelight is putting the artist in the limelight, that makes me cross over. I'm not trying to go major. Major artists are already in the spotlight. That's not what my brand stands for. That's not where I want to be at. So that's why I won't really cross over. I work with major artists. Like I'm about to do Keyshia Cole's tour.
Yeah, we was finna talk about that.
I done work with Annalie Chopper in the beginning. I was supposed to have been helping Lil Baby with his whole business and stuff like that. So I work with it, but it's always been that I want to stay with independent, where I feel like they need more protection, they need more guidance, versus me crossing over and going major, and then now I got to deal with a whole nother ball game.
So speak, since we touched on now with the tour with Keyshia Cole, right? All right. So what, if you could tell us, what are your duties for the tour or being a part of the tour?
I'm the person that be in the back just to make sure everything is just good with the artist, between like the middle person that makes sure they got everything in their dressing room, making sure everything's good with production, making sure their team back there organizing.
Yeah, I want to say congratulations on that too.
This ain't my first
you
one.
Feel me? But I'm saying though, still, I know it's not your first one.
I was doing this before COVID actually took off. I was doing the Millennium. I done did Lil Baby's tour. Who tour? I done did a lot. I worked for Live Nation, so I did a lot of their tours.
Yeah.
Once again, I was the person in the back, just supervising, making sure everything ran smooth. So
see, the congrats just come from accomplishment like that though. Like
Keyshia Cole is one of my
you know what I'm saying?
I haven't met her.
Well, you about to.
Yeah,
I'm about to. You about to know her. You know what I'm saying?
Ashanti, the whole Millennium tour.
How does one become a music exec?
I mean, music exec titles is kind of like...
You're a lot, ain't it?
Kind of like...
On your level.
Oh, it's just basically just knowing the industry, knowing the game. I feel like it's knowing the business part, and actually took an artist from here and just got them what they wanted without having to take from them, do harm to, it's just actually taking the artist. I want to say from the mud, so I'm just going to say from the mud, and just putting them in the spotlight, putting them in the limelight.
As somebody who knows nothing about the business, do you need to work for a company, or can you do that individually?
I would say definitely work with a mentor first. A lot of people try to step out, and you can lead creators wrong. And that's what's going on right now. Everybody wants to do consultation. Charge $2,500 to go listen to your music. Somebody shake their head. That's a hit. And sell you a distribution. That's the game. And that's the game in Atlanta. And so really, do your homework. Find out who have these, reach out to references. Always reach out to other creators that these companies can talk to. See who they're around, talk to them. Like,
that's why you need to stick around at that showcase so you can meet other artists, so you can have a good network of people to reach out to.
Ask the person, when you're looking for consultants, or ask them, look at the other artists that they don't work with. You know, creators just got to ask the right questions, because everybody, that's like being a manager was a wave, doing consulting was a wave. Now podcast, I think, is the wave right now. Yeah, so content. It's always, it's content. Like, everybody's gonna turn around and charge you for something. So just kind of do your homework. Yeah,
but if you're gonna get charged for something, make sure it's worth it. Like, if you come to ATL Billboard, you can get a whole rollout. You know what I'm saying? I think the money go to I gotta throw that in there. Just make sure y'all, But seriously though, I just feel like when you put your money in certain spots, understand what you get out of it and how it is beneficial. And, that's the reason I threw just that rollout in there.
But you also have to let every artist, first thing they're going to come to you, I want marketing. As executives and as people that's helping artists, you got to say, what is your brand? You got to ask, you have to make sure what you're doing in lines, because if you're taking artists that don't even have a brand, what is you marketing? If you have artists that don't even know how to interview, don't have no development, what is you doing? You're still doing the same thing the rest of these people. You're still helping push bad product. So you have to always have your stuff to the you got to go get XYZ before you come over here. Because when you come over here, you're gonna spend money. Because we're gonna do our part, but we can't do our part if you give us something to do, you disappear for 4-5 days, and we try to then that's what they do. They just give you money and then think a miracle is supposed to happen. So that's where we have to be like, why are you over here getting marketing when you need to be over there getting your brand done? You need to go do X. Why are you trying to ask me to book you for shows when you don't even know how to perform? You need to go to XYZ. So a lot of the time it comes from us too, as business, people, or even content. Like, we have to hold ourselves responsible.
And now the artists know some red flags to look for. If they go to somebody to invest in, is on the business side, and they're not asking these questions right away, all right, this ain't it.
Let me see who else work you now. It's not hard for people to pull up and show you stuff, but sometimes you got to talk to people. Like, you have to, let me see these other, let me look at their Instagram, let me DM them and talk to them and get their opinion about XYZ before I start. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who everybody wants to get sold a dream. Even though everybody be like, stop selling artist dreams.
See, they want, huh?
There's people that's selling dreams. That's them. They don't want to spend money with people that's actually going to make them work and put them through development, because they be like, I don't need development. Okay, then let's keep doing what you're doing then.
It's a lot of research, a lot of time, a lot of commitment, and I hope any artist that listens to this understands that and has a new perspective on the business side. You don't want to do all that. Just keep doing your little
Just be inspiring. Be inspiring. Go do karaoke.
Right. So
because this takes a lot of work.
Open mic.
So before we do close, I really want to give you your flowers for real, because I done been around. And one thing I can say, you genuine. You super genuine when it comes to the artists. When you come to even helping me with just my DJ Avengers and things like that, I really want to give you flowers.
Kind of boot camp.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I was a DJ at boot camp. You know what I'm saying? I learned some things, a lot of them. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to give you flowers. Just the whole Limelight organization, everybody, records, the management, all of it, for sure. But I gotta say, just one last thing. It's not me saying, but me asking. If you had to give a young exec some advice, I don't know if you just said that, but what would be like just something like one thing that you had to say that you focus on?
Learn the music business. Go to some type of school. Do something. Go to school. There's too much stuff out there on the internet right now. You can do online business classes. You can do, there's just a lot of stuff affordable. Get the knowledge first. Don't jump into this and not know the business, because you're going to be trying to be the creator.
For sure.
And two creators can't make nothing happen. One have to be the business, one have to create, and you have to stay in your lane. If not, you're going to become a creator and be all over the place with them.
Okay. And last thing, how can they find you, and how can they reach out to you, and what's the process to reach out to you, either to get management or artist development, anything like that?
Not management.
Sorry, not management, guys. Artist development.
My Instagram is limelight_music_consultant. A lot of times you can just DM me. I'm real big on like responding to people pretty fast, so you can DM me and I can just take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Nice meeting you
That's
today.
nice.
And thank you for, I ain't want to sound like a hater, like I'm not giving her flowers. We just met.
Look, she's funny.
I ain't giving no flowers, but no, I didn't know what was going on. But thank you so much. This has been so informative, and we loved having you on the show. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
The show. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Selena_Marshae on Instagram, or at U+Happy spelled out. You can listen to my podcast. It comes out every Tuesday, and it's called U+Happy. It's available everywhere. You won't regret it.
You won't, for real.
Am I begging?
No, that's good. No, y'all make sure y'all go check out U+Happy podcast, man. U+Happy podcast, and y'all can find me at Trael Tsunami everywhere, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, and make sure y'all go follow ATL Billboard. On all platforms you can even look for it, it's there. All right, make sure y'all go follow ATL Billboard. That wraps up another episode.
Yes.
Of the Biggest Tide Show with the full gang this time. Yeah. And we out.
Very good. Oh.
What's your Instagram one more time? I'm slow.
Selena, I tagged you, but.
Come on now.